We're live.
Here we are.
Here we are, live and in person.
As
ready
it
to
is.
teach you a painting.
Yeah.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Paul.
And we are Palette Knives Out Artcast for those who've never seen us before. And we do easy art tutorials. And tonight we are painting in Paris. Sort of, kind of.
Really grainy at first, but now I think it looks okay.
Yeah. Oh, look at our wine bottle right there in the very
maybe
foreground. And the camera's focusing on that instead.
No, I have it on manual.
Well, hopefully,
although the color shifted too.
Yeah, it did. It shifted a lot. So I think it was just focused on that really pale cork.
Could be. Could be.
Hopefully everyone has had a great weekend and you're looking forward to the 4th of July. I have some good plans coming up. I think it's going to be a little bit cooler weather here, so I'm glad about that. Very good. Hi, Marlene.
And Daniel.
The Beaumont Beavers. Is that your hat?
No, it's the Boston Red Sox, but okay.
Okay, let's zoom in. We'll talk about this painting.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so this one I actually designed in 2017 and taught it live a couple times at my in-person studio. And then I just taught it in person, I guess about a week ago.
Yeah.
No, it was like 2 weeks ago. And it went really well, but it was kind of a long painting on the bigger canvas because we were using 16 by 20, which is about, I don't know, close to twice the size of this in a weird way.
Yeah, it's like half again.
And anyway, this is a scene I made up because I've never been to Paris and I've seen pictures of Paris with like lots of concrete all over. And I thought, I'm going to make Monet's bridge in there and some little fireflies.
I'll do what I want.
Make a dreamy picture with the Eiffel Tower in the background. And so that's exactly what I did. And I transferred it onto smaller canvas recently, just like a few days ago. And I thought I have a lot of pink in the background compared to the original. So this time when I teach it, I'm going to bring a little more yellow back in just because it's a nice thing to
It's Connie.
have on there. Connie?
Party time, party time.
You have your Paris shirt on. You've been to Paris. It's in our bucket list. I'd like to take one of those like wine cruises that goes up like the Rhone River.
Yeah.
And our winery we belong to, which is what we're drinking tonight, is that they do those trips once in a while.
Yeah.
So one of these days when we're feeling wealthy, maybe we'll join them.
Very soon.
Can we do a GoFundMe for that?
I just feel it coming.
Okay.
The universe is aligning.
Hey, how did that get there?
Where'd your paintbrushes go? Oh.
They're on my towel. So I feel like I have an extra brush tonight. I do. Here, you can have that one.
I have an extra one too.
Okay. Very weird. Tonight we actually have a limited color palette, which is nice. Sometimes we have a lot of colors.
It's quite grand, actually.
We are lacking black because I guess I was channeling the Impressionists.
Yes.
So I don't have black on the palette, and we can make a color very close to black with the dark blue and red. But we have white, phthalo blue, although if you just have primary blue, feel free to use that. I have a nice bright kind of blue-based red rather than an orangey red because that's going to make you a really nice purple. Yellow ochre or raw sienna, whatever you got. And just a basic yellow. Lalo. So I'm going to guide you through the steps. I've been using 4 different brushes just so I have a variable of sizes. Feel free to do the same. You can use your own brushes or the same pack we are using, which I always like to list what it is. It's the Princeton Real Value brush set. I think they're like $12 a set. And
I haven't checked since.
I know they've gone up a little bit.
Maybe.
I think you can find this set at.
I think they carry it at Walmart. I know they have it at like Staples.
And Michael's and probably even Blick.
Yeah, I mean, but don't feel like you have to use these particular brushes.
No, we're not like in love with them. We just figure they have all the right sizes we need. So let's do a toast. Let's toast to painting. Paris! Cheers!
This is like
tasty. This is their Chardonnay.
No, it's a Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, it is? Shoot, I hate Sauvignon Blanc.
But you like this, and you liked this until you knew it was Sauvignon Blanc.
It's okay. It's not too bad.
Let's see.
I've had some really bad Sauvignon Blancs.
It does smell like cat pee. Okay. I was gonna say like our little
it's not my favorite.
Our little setting here is about as far away from Paris in the springtime as it could be.
Garage in the summertime.
At least it's comfortable, and it is 73 degrees in our garage.
That's 10 degrees cooler than it was last time we did this in here. Yeah, I don't love this. It's not like as bad as some Sauv Blancs I've had, but Sauv Blanc is probably my least favorite wine.
Oh, I like it. I think it depends. Like it's more of a, to me, it's a real hot, like when it's a real hot day, it's a nice crisp.
I should have opened the Terra.
Oh, wow. Well,
the Terra's in the fridge.
There's still time this evening.
How many bottles of wine are we going to go through today?
1 each, I think.
Okay, so we're going to do the background, just dividing it in like 2/3 of the canvas is the top, 1/3 is the water, or 2/3 of the canvas is the sky, sorry, not the top, and then 1/3 is the water. I'm going to start by just brushing some white out, and then I'll poke my brush in the red and pick up a little pink. I'm sorry, yeah, pick up the red and make a little pink.
Daniel likes that you're saying the wine name in cursive, or in italic.
What's that?
The Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc. Okay, so now we're just going to sketch off.
I'm going to do my best to
actually... About 2/3 and 1/3.
Follow-ish,
kind of, sort of.
Stroke by stroke tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unusual.
Well, I already got the got it out of my system.
That's right. You did kind of like a Monet thing with like green in the sky.
No, I just painted it left-handed.
Oh, you always do that. I am not left-handed. So I'm going to bring some little bits of pink. We're just going to do what Paul does. He always tricks us with this. We have a pink feather boa. Letting my brush run out of paint.
You just painted a Dixie cup.
Look how beautiful that is. It looks like a face. See the mouth? See, I'll make this eye a little darker. There we go. Paris is angry at me because I haven't come to visit yet. So I'm going to take now, just dip the brush in kind of just the white. You can have a little pink on there too. And use this white as sort of an extender to extend the color out and soften it up. And then we'll change it up. We'll add some yellow and beige tones. Because last time I got a little too heavy on the pink, at least in my opinion. Some people might like that.
Red skies at night. Red skies at night.
Oh, 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 oh. Who sang that? You should know. You know all the bands.
I don't remember.
That's shocking.
I'll look it up. That's what I'm here for.
That's what Daniel's here for. He's got quick fingers. He can... Or maybe even already knows. He's like you and has like
Daniel's
random
not an
knowledge.
80s music guy, though.
He has random knowledge, though. Daniel, you'd be really good to have at trivia.
The Fix. The Fix.
Who is it?
The Fix.
The Fix. Big coffee sticks.
Yeah.
Is it spelled F-Y-X?
It's F-I-X-X.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Funny. Okay, so I put a lot of white on here. I want to keep that wet, so I'm not going to pause too long before I start bringing in yellow. And in fact, my brush, you can see, it doesn't have a lot of pink left on it, but if yours does, it's really not a big deal. What I want to do is take and brush a little yellow in here on top of the white, and you'll see it's going to turn real quick. And this is almost like we're painting like the Northern Lights, that sort of technique. I've used this before for the Northern Lights, but this is our sunsets.
Egads.
And maybe I'll take a little more white and pink and
that kind of took over.
Soften it up. Yeah, let's see if Paul's took over. So you might have this as well, where you went a little yellow.
To be fair, no, hold on. To be fair, I have not used that particular yellow before.
Okay.
So
well, anyway, just brush
expect.
some white over the top. And then the next time I have us bring yellow in, I'll probably have us pre-mix it on the palette with a little white, because that was shocking. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to scrape off a little blob of white and mix some of my yellow ochre into it, because I like having kind of a beigey or wheat colored yellow in there as well. I might brush that in along the top edges. This is such a pretty, pretty, pretty sky. And so flippin' easy.
PTSD.
From
Palette traumatic stress disorder.
From the yellow.
I do.
Are you yellow?
I am now.
Boy, you're yellow. I want to know where that phrase came from.
You know, I'm going to guess it's probably
from
racist.
Wetting Your Pants?
It's probably racist.
You're yellow. Oh, really?
I bet
That's
you it is.
terrible. No, those old cowboy.
I gotta look it up.
I always think of it like you wet your pants, so you're yellow. I just slashed a little pink back in there, just for funsies. And then maybe I'll go back and maybe this time I'll mix a yellow and white just to soften it up. It is a very harsh mustardy yellow. This is not the exact shade of yellow that I used when I painted this a few days ago, but it is very, very close.
Nope, I was wrong.
Okay, what is it from?
It has to do with apparently cowards had jaundice.
What? What? I've never heard that before. Like they thought they did? Is that like a... That's pretty funny, actually. My canvas is definitely turning yellow. So remember I mentioned I wanted to do more yellow in this one because this one ended up being a little more pink than I wanted it to be. Well, I overcompensated, which is super normal. And so...
Well, at least you didn't lift the truck.
What?
By overcompensating.
So what I'll do is mix in a little more pink, and that was way too bright. This is fun. I get to make accidents on air. There we go. The other thing I can do in here,
but not in here,
is I can put a little white in there. So I might wash my brush this time. And I think of white as being those thin, wispy clouds that we see sometimes at sunset, the ones that never will threaten to bring rain, but they look really angelic and beautiful, that they're feathery and light. So my paint is still wet in the background, so that's why this is going to work, because it's just going to blend right in. And you can just repeatedly go over and over sections if you want it to blend in more or less. And you can try doing some that are, you know, I have this sort of upward angle thing going on, but you can do some that are different. And then just once you have some color on there, you can play around with the color and decide, maybe I want a little more beigey yellow up here. Maybe I eliminated way too much pink. And down in here, you're going to have, all this is going to be covered, so don't even worry about that part.
You know what time it is?
Sipping time.
Time for Paul to talk about how he's hungry.
Well, you know, I had plans to make the salmon bake that I make with rice and seaweed. And
then you forgot that we had live stream. And
I forgot that we had live stream. So when I had you pick up the groceries with the salmon fillet and realized we were doing a live stream, I was like, I'm not going to have time to cook that. So guess what? Take out.
No place is open on Mondays.
Forage. We're going to forage. We're going to rough it. We got a can of refried beans.
Beans every day. Holla. Holla, what's your butt?
Hey, oh yeah, all the places are closed Mondays. Why is that? My restaurant's closed too.
Because it's the slowest day of the week.
You know, if one restaurant was open, they'd get all the business.
Domino's.
But I don't want to volunteer for that. I like having my Mondays off. Yes, Domino's.
La Sierra. No, thank you.
Wagaya Sushi, they're open. I like them. They're open on Sundays. They're one of the only sushi places open on Sundays that I've ever gone to.
We'll go someplace like close to Greta's work and just hang out until it's time to pick them up.
Banning's Pie. Or Gators.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Gators.
No, thank you. I've been in there. Oops.
Why have you been in there?
I don't know. I was with friends one time. I think maybe Jill suggested it or someone, one of those ones. And it was the diviest place. But you know, sometimes divey places have
Thirsty
good
lion.
fries. They have good fries sometimes.
Thirsty lion.
It's a shame you can't play some Gershwin in the background. What is Gershwin?
The musician. Composer. Oh, put it on my phone real quick.
All right. We are going to proceed down to the water, which starts with violet because we have all this shrubbery that's going to reflect a very beautiful violet down onto the water, and then we kind of proceed into the peachy pinks and all that. I do like the yellow and whatnot in the sky. It's kind of fun to do this painting different. Is that like a Paris sound?
Prelude number 2 for piano. Okay. What are we doing? Getting distracted every which
Sipping
way?
wine.
Every which way but loose?
I really feel like I don't like this wine that much. No shame to potters. It's just I don't like Sauv Blanc.
You were fine with it until you knew it was Sauv Blanc.
That's not true. I barely got a taste in.
But I got a little sippy sip.
You know why I don't like Sauv Blanc? Because it has that sour taste that, like, if you just pick a green grape off the vine.
The tannins.
Yeah, it just has that flavor that's not really one of my favorites.
Do you want me to go open the other?
The Terra. I mean, we have enough wine. We picked up a year's worth of wine club membership wine recently, so.
I can go get the Terra.
Yeah. I'll get us started on the water first. So what we want to do here is we want to mix pink and a little blue, and we're going to make a very, very pretty lavender. So I've got the pink here. I need to make a little more. So that was white and red. And then just use the corner of your brush to grab a tiny dot of blue. And it can go blue really fast. Like already it is, which I know you have to put more red in it anyway. So doing that. With this painting, I don't really think it matters. It's up to you if you like a more blue-based lavender or pink-based. I would say
in the end, it doesn't really matter.
In the end, it doesn't really matter.
Because you tried so hard. And we've come so far.
I think this is pretty close. I feel like I made it almost a little too light. We want a lavender that's, I don't know, it's kind of pale, but kind of not. Medium. It's medium lavender. I think that is too dark. I'll pull a little white back in there, and I'm just going to go right at the edge. And you know, I'm going to brush up into the sky a little bit. Let's brush down to knock paint off our brush. And then I'll brush up into the sky just a bit. It doesn't really make a big deal here because I'm going to put some shrubbery stuff in there. And I'm just going back and forth. Water sits flat, so by doing your brush strokes this way, you'll be able to indicate that. I like to do long end-to-end back and forth brush strokes so you can see what happens if you do short choppy ones. You end up with these little stop and start marks, which can be kind of cool in an abstract painting. But for this one, I like to keep them pretty smoothed out. And then I'm going to do a quick rinse on my brush. I don't need to get every last little paint pigment off of there. I should have saved myself some pink, but I'm going to end up making some more. And this time I want to overlap the wet lavender just a little bit. So brush into the bottom edge of that and then come down a bit. You can brush back up, and brush back down, and brush back up. You keep doing that until you get this really cool gradient effect. And then I'll dip my brush in some white and brush the white back in there just to lighten things up a bit. Right over the pink. And then because I have so much yellow going on in the sky, I feel like I definitely want to reflect this down below. I do like the idea of bringing a little
but not up
pink
in here.
streaks up here. Yay, Tara. I'll show you guys the Tara. She's a little Tara. So Tara is our winery that we belong to. It's their dog. That is her, and that's her. Her name is spelled just like that, Terra, because she lives on a vineyard. And this is a white Pinot Noir. It's very, very good by Potter's Vineyard.
And also, they do pottery, and Terra is clay.
Terraforma.
Can you hand me the wine opener?
You can. Oh, good, you poured that. Tara is the sweetest golden. Actually, she's a yellow lab.
Yeah.
Sweet little darling. I love her.
She is not little.
I keep trying to take pictures of her so I could paint her for them. And she's just so mobile. I can't get a good picture of her. One day, Tara just needs to get older and wiser. Okay, so I'm going to bring, I have this pale yellow left over on here. That's a good one to use. And
Tara,
brush it over your
Tara
pink. It's going to turn.
6.
Yeah, that's right. She's the same age as our dog, Chiaki. And both of them are kind of hyperactive.
Tara's just a typical yellow lab.
I love her. But I love all dogs. Like, really, I seriously love dogs so much. If I come across videos where a dog is, like, abandoned and somebody finds it or it's hurt, even though, like, something happy is happening, I cannot watch the video. It's crazy. It's only ever since, like, I used to be able to watch those, but when we lost our dog in 2020, because she was old, it, like, changed something in me. And I can't.
It broke.
It broke me a little bit. I got, like, PTSD or something. So, like, whenever I go to movies, I have to look up that website that's called doesthedogdie.com. Because I can watch horror movies like crazy, but if a dog dies, I'm traumatized.
That's different. It's emotional.
So, let's see.
Did you get
clean my brush off and just got a little muddy down here. And
did you get the reel I sent you yesterday? That was the "Would you fight a kid if it meant you?"
Yeah.
And it was the scene
Did you
from
punch a kid?
Scene from Step Brothers where they're taking on, like, the whole playground.
Would you fight? It was would you fight a kid if your dog could live forever or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you pick the kid though? I wouldn't. There's certain kids I wouldn't want to fight.
They took on the whole playground, Jenny.
So I'm going to break up this mass of lavender with a little pink. We do put a nice white shimmer in the middle, which will break it up some, but I don't know. I just feel like right now I've got some time, so I might just do that.
Who dat? Who dare?
It's Robert.
Ah.
Roberto.
Becoming a painting addict himself.
Yeah, Robert's on our board of directors at the theater, and he's a theater guy through and through. Musicals, very fun, amazing.
Former military, too.
Former military. And I've been trying to get him to paint with us at our Fine Go classes for a long time. Finally, he and his wife joined.
They've done 2 now.
And they've done 2. We gathered with those 2 on Father's Day. We went out to lunch, just the 4 of us, and then we did painting. It was fun. Oh, yes, this is good wine. You can see the color of it. It's really nice. Tara. Tara's white Pinot Noir. You know, I just do like white Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
I don't like red Pinot Noir that much, though.
You don't like red wine as a whole very much.
I used to. I think I just I experienced way too many headaches from it.
It's the tannins.
Yeah. It's the tannins. So this is still a little bit muddy down here, and I know it's because I brought too much purple down in there with the yellow, which is 100% going to turn it muddy. And I'm not going to worry about it right now. I need it to dry. If I keep adding paint to it, it's just going to become worse and worse.
It doesn't look muddy on camera, though.
It does in person. So I'll leave it alone for right now and start switching gears. And then we can go back and add some brighter colors down in our water if needed. And you can see my water line is not perfectly straight. I guess I could straighten it out a little right here. So what I want to do now is create this giant purple lavender shrub here. And then I don't want you to worry about any of these little tiny brushstroke details. Right now, it's just going to be a mass. We're color blocking. So we're not going to judge what we do. Maybe a little, just a little. So you're going to make a lavender you can make this exact color or something really close. I would prefer it to be a little bit lighter than that if you were aiming for anything. And the reason for that is we have this really pretty, almost fogginess behind the bridge. And every time I've taught this painting, I've made sure to have that in there because I just feel like it just kind of creates this really cool, misty effect I like so much. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is you can find the middle of your canvas right here, and then we're going to move over to the left a couple inches and just dab on. See, I'm kind of chopifying my brush. Coming right up here. So you should have like about really close to halfway between here and here is where that shrub's going to end. It's a nice big steep one that goes down to a little slope.
You know, considering the bridge in the foreground, I'm going to guess that's not a shrub.
What do you think it is?
It's got to be trees because that would be either the biggest shrubs known to man.
It's overgrowth.
Or it would be the tiniest bridge.
This is like alternate universe Paris because this doesn't exist. I've seen pictures. It's like a big concrete slab you stand on.
So it's the smallest bridge known to man.
Or the Eiffel Tower was replaced. The Eiffel Tower was placed into Monet's garden at Giverny. So what I want to do now is I want to actually take a little white while this is still wet. You can see I just picked up a tiny bit. And brush it in along the water's edge. You can even brush it down into the water. You don't have to have a distinction between your water line and your shrub line or tree line, whatever you want to call it. But that's going to create this nice,
Let's just call it fauna line.
A what?
Flora line.
Yeah, flora line.
I said fauna, but then I was like, oh, wait, no, that's animals.
There can be fauna in here. You know, little...
Put some little red eyeballs in the shadows.
What do you think they call Bigfoot in France? Does France have a Bigfoot? Pierre. So don't worry about the edge of this. You can see I did kind of a rough edge. We come in with a smaller brush and create more defined shrubbiness.
They call them les foot royales.
That's good. That's good. I like that. You can brush some of this lighter color in on the water if you want. I do like the look of the mist coming onto the water and having no boundary between where the water and the
Daniel says it's the savage man. That's what it's called. And I think he's
savage.
Right. I think he's right.
Oh, really? The savage man?
Yeah.
Or the Yeti. This looks pretty as it is. I mean, there's like kind of a rough edge to that.
I was tapping into Pulp Fiction there with Les Foot Royale. Isn't that what they called the burger?
It was Royale with cheese.
Yeah, Royale with cheese.
Okay, I'm going to wash the brush, and we're going to make a peachy pink. Now, it needs to be a little bit darker than your sky.
Sauvage.
Like,
we might have people in Paris.
You can see the base.
So, or Canada. So, I don't want to get going with trying to figure out what they're
what they call certain things.
Yeah,
I'm pronouncing things wrong.
I don't want
terribly.
Listen to these Americans.
Oh, please, they can make fun of us all they want. We give them lots of content.
Let's not start this conversation.
Let's bypass this. Okay, so let's make red and white. So you start with kind of a light pink and then add yellow to it. And if you want, you can add a little of this yellow ochre, but it is going to make it a little more muddy. And I want to tap that on and see if that's the right color. I feel like it is. And so this can just crisscross behind this one. And keep in mind, your Eiffel Tower is going to be up in here, so you can kind of design that around that.
So we're not really doing reflections, right?
No, because we have like these lower landforms that are a lot darker.
Landforms.
And this is a good one to, if you want to add a little white mist in there, you just use the corner of your brush and pick up a little white, just like we did on the other side. It's not as necessary here. I feel like it's pretty necessary behind the bridge because it really helps that bridge pop out and just look really dreamy. And just go right up to your purple. Don't mind if you overlap a little bit, because we're going to clean all that up anyway. And you could even bring this up in here a bit. This is part of the reason I like using flat brushes, because you can turn them different ways, and you'll notice if I were to slow motion myself, I do a lot of this. Dab, 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 just to create a fuzzy edge. And this is dry, and I've got this really nice color. Assuming I have some left. I might brush some of that down in here. And I just used the last of it. Maybe I'll take and brush a little light pink back on. Ooh, I like the pink up in here. I was thinking about this past week, how busy we were, because we did the live class at the winery or wine bar Tuesday, and then we had live classes at Stars, and
I had rehearsal on Thursday.
Work. Yeah, it was a pretty busy week.
Golf on Wednesday.
I was just exhausted yesterday. I had plans to go to happy hour with a friend that I'd had these plans for like 3 weeks in place. And I had to cancel because I was like, I just feel exhausted. And I needed some time to just lay on my bed and contemplate life. Contemplate where my life is at right now. And yeah, so I did that and I fell asleep. It was nice.
See, you like it when I'm out of the house.
Well, I like it when I go lay on my bed for a little bit in the daytime and nobody's home. Or, you know, Hayden's here, but he's like, nobody's home. And then my little doggy comes up and lays next to me and she wants to be pet, and we just have some fun cuddle time.
Until you quit petting and then she's like, rawr!
Shebas don't cuddle, but she will come lay next to me and let me pet her. But if I were to try to like lay my arm over her or spoon her, then she'd be like, I'm out of here. Or if like I move a little bit, like I adjust myself, like I'm rolling onto one side from the other, boom, gone. So funny.
And if she does like to cuddle, it's like, uh-oh, is she sick?
Yeah, exactly. She only cuddles when she's ill. Okay. I'm going to use one of my smaller flat brushes. For me, number 8. And I need to clean it off. It felt kind of stiff, like it hadn't been washed very good.
Okay, so I've got a question. This is the second time I've done this painting.
Okay.
And I want to ask this.
Do not ask technical questions.
The orangish row of trees.
Yes.
Is further away than the purple ones.
Yes.
So why do we paint the purple ones first and then those second?
I don't know. Because when I designed the painting and took photos of it, I was designing it as I went. And so I probably laid some shrubs down and was like, actually, I really feel like it needs another one back here. I don't think it matters, though. And also there's the whole drying time. Like when you're teaching a painting live, you know, you can't really wait for 40 people's paintings to dry before you move on to the next step. So like bringing it in up to the edge sometimes is a better way to do it. You agree?
I'll accept your answer.
So I took my, cleaned my number 8 brush, the flat one. I'm going to use the thin edge of it in white. And I'm going to bring in some of this Oriva Shimmer. And what it does too, it kind of mimics water current. And we add more later, but for now, I like to create like maybe up back here where it be the water's edge and try to keep it uneven so you don't have like this block of tornado right in the middle. You want to like extend it out a little bit on one side. Generally, the highlight is through the middle, but I don't want you to be locked into confinement of it only can go here. And then your painting looks rigid. And I want to just sort of brush over and over this edge so it, you can use your fingertips, so it sort of almost disappears. And you can make some more wiggly lines. You want to keep them all pretty horizontal. But if you wanted it to look like there's ripples in the water, like maybe there's a little bit of current going, you can create more wiggly lines, but do still aim for them being horizontal-ish.
We talking about the wiggles?
The wiggles. I'm not using a ton of paint on my brush when I add these on because I figure it's easy to add more. It's a little harder to take away.
So when I was golfing, I golfed with Charlie yesterday. And he told me that our friend Jay, his wife for Father's Day, you won't believe what she got him for Father's Day.
Which one is Jay? Is he the one who like hurt his ankle when you guys went to the beach? Okay.
He's the one that knows Terry.
How does he know Terry?
They used to be friends with other, like, mutual friends.
Interesting. Does Terry know him?
Yeah. She
Okay.
does. She bought him a 64 Mustang.
What? What are you saying? Oh, what? His wife did?
Yeah, for
That's
Father's Day.
insane. Wow, she
Like
must love him a lot.
Fully restored.
That's very cool.
Yeah. I was like, Jay! I went out, like, one of the holes, like, his house is on the 4th hole. So I was knocking on the window. Jay!
Oh, wait, you're missing a bunch of messages from
No, it's like,
Daniel. He's ignoring you, Daniel.
I'm not.
A brand new car.
Good guess.
Good guess.
Good guess.
That's a good guess. Okay, so you decide how far down you want this to go. Here, I'll show you the original again. It's pretty close to what I have. I think my new one is a little more
No
current-y.
pressure, Jenny.
What?
No pressure next year.
I can get you like a little matchbox.
I wouldn't want a Mustang. Not my kind.
No. You want, let's see.
Something that doesn't fall apart when I drive it.
So don't stop getting Fords. I'm going to brush this out. So if you feel like you need to smooth anything out, your biggest brush should be a little bit damp just from us using it. Feel free to do that.
But they're America's trucks.
When I first met Paul, he had a Ford Bronco 2, 1984. And we went all over the place in that thing, all the way up to Mount Hood, all the way like through Central Oregon, and that thing would die and overheat so much. It was constantly breaking down.
Yeah.
And then he went and got a Ford F-150 later. Stuck with the same type.
Different problems.
Different problems. So finish up your shimmer and your little water texture. Right now, everything's looking like color blocked. There's nothing that's super defined, but I think most people looking at this would recognize, oh, it's a water with some hills or something behind it. So if you want to walk away now, you have my permission. Fix it again, Tony. I always thought it stood for found on roadside dead or fix or repair daily is what my dad always said. Fix or repair daily.
That's what it is.
I don't think my dad's ever owned a Ford. No, my dad does have a Ford truck, like an old one.
Yeah. Same thing. Daniel's making a play on Fiat.
Fix it again. I didn't recognize that. Fix it again, Tony. Fix it over, Tony.
Fix it. Fix it over, Daniel.
All
I
right.
missed a letter. That was FOD.
FOD. Let's get some darker hillsides on here as we move down into the foreground. So when you look out at a landscape, the hills way far in the back are always going to be softer and paler. And as you get closer to the foreground, they're going to be a lot darker. I could have made this the darkest and these a little bit lighter. Feel free to do that if you want to do that. But yeah, that's kind of what helps give the painting perspective. And then I made the shadows in the water on this one a little bit lighter than I did on the very original because, I don't know, it was just one of those things I kind of felt like it needed it when I taught it the other night. I thought, these need to be lightened up just a little bit. And so these are very similar in size. We have one that's set down a little lower. This one's up closer to the actual water line back here. And then we've got this little peekaboo one that kind of grounds the bottom part of the painting. That's probably the one we'll do first because it's easy. You're just going to make violet with red and blue. So this is where you want to make sure you have more of a, blue-based red, the typical plain old red. Because there's one called fire red that's orange. Cadmium red's kind of orange. Yeah, so this is really, really dark. And if you want to lighten it up, you could add a tiny bit of white to it. Let's try that out. Maybe we'll just alter this painting a little bit. Just for funsies.
So when I paint with my oil paints, so like I think painting with oil paints is like the artist's version of doing CrossFit.
Okay, real quick, Paul. I'm just going to direct everyone to come about 1.5 inches above the bottom part of your canvas and then just tap down. Come down about close to the middle and fill that in. Okay, so explain what you mean by that.
Well, like if you're an oil painter, you have to tell everybody you're an oil painter.
I'm an oil painter.
Anyway, when I do my oil paints,
it's like, I see what you mean. It's the CrossFit.
Yeah, you have to tell everybody.
I do CrossFit and I oil paint.
I keep 2 different colors of red on my palette. One is a cooler red and one is cadmium red.
How snobby.
It's true.
So you can use the thin edge of your brush and just flick up a very, very short little amount. So you have like this grassy look here. And I like to do that in the foreground because it's different than the ones that we put back here. And you can have some longer grass. Let's do that if you feel like it. Or maybe this is scary to you and you're like, nope, I'm not going to do any of that. That's okay. I do try to make my brush strokes, like sometimes they're going to lean so that the grass is not like perfectly upright. No HOA here. There's only a fairy dwelling here. That's what it reminds me of. It's like the Eiffel Tower, Paris, in like an alternate universe where fairies control everything. And see, there's little fairies flying around there. This is Jenny's Paris.
So they don't go, ho, ho, ho. They go,
Paris. Well, if we go to Paris, we definitely have to go to the Louvre.
yeah.
The Louvre.
I would like to go to the Museum of Modern Art.
Isn't that in New York?
Yes. Is it New York? Or what's the one in Boston?
I don't know what's in Boston, but it's in Manhattan, the Museum of Modern Art.
Yeah, and the Guggenheim would be good too.
Yeah, it would be. I think that Starry Night is in the Museum of Modern Art, maybe. I can't remember.
It is in New York. You're correct.
That would be an interesting one to see. It's real small, I guess. Like smaller than we would have thought.
Through September 12th, Frida and Diego, the last train.
That would be so amazing to see.
Yeah.
Okay, back to purple. I'm going to do the same thing, make the violet. And this is the time I'm going to add a little white. I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit just to be different because you can see this is the same darkness as here and here. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if this was really dark, but these are just a little bit lighter, but of course not nearly as light as that.
You are correct. Starry Night is there.
Yeah, we were so close when we went to Boston. We should have just went. So I'm just lightening it a touch because I don't want to completely change this painting on you guys. That would be really rude. I'm going to do this landform first. And if you just go below the water, maybe 1/4 inch, and just tap a line across here. It doesn't have to be like perfectly straight on the bottom because we do a shadow. And then it's going to go maybe a little past the middle, right about the middle of the canvas. And then you can make this go up as tall as you want. I'd probably go fairly close to halfway. Again, we're just kind of creating that rough edge by twisting and turning your brush. See how you can like tap it upright and create this cool little
Boston is
weedy, ferny-like texture.
Boston is just the Museum of Fine Art.
Surprised we didn't go there.
It wasn't on the itinerary of our host.
We went to the Natural History Museum at Harvard. We toured Harvard because our friend worked there. We toured Harvard Medical. That was fun. Enjoyed that. Yeah, so you can see I lightened this up, but not a ton because these look very, very similar. Yeah, fun. I want to take a boat through here with some wine and baguette. Croissant.
Croissant.
And crème brûlée. And then this one, I'm going to drop. So if you were to like continue this line across here, I drop down about 1 inch. You can make a mark. Sometimes just starting with a single mark is a little easier on your brain. And you're going to come out. You can even like line it right up with this one or even overlap a little bit. You just want it to look like there's a channel where a boat could go whoop right up through there. And same thing, it's going to travel up or you can come down to it, if whatever's easiest to you. This one might be a little more steep because it's going to drop down pretty quick. And fill it in. You can create that kind of rough edge by, see how I'm angling my brush. I'm holding my brush this way. Just like how we sometimes do the fir trees, but instead of wiggling it up and down, I'm just kind of tapping the texture in there. And then as I get out here, obviously, I have to be careful. I'll turn the brush. Oh, I like it when it looks like there's a little channel to sail through. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Look how pretty that is though. Like on the camera, you can see it where like this is really faded. It's So pretty. This painting is one that doesn't really ever go through much of an ugly phase.
No. Sticks.
I was playing that on the piano yesterday. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, it's sticks.
I'm sailing away.
We've been on a sticks kick because when we went to the winery, a guy played that song.
And he's slowed it down. It sounded so pretty.
Well, he didn't slow down the beginning part.
I thought it felt like it was a little
Maybe a
down.
little bit.
It was acoustic, so
yeah, it's always
like,
gonna feel.
It was pretty. We were like, what? I forgot about this song. Let's go play it.
I didn't forget about it because I listened to the Sticks station on Spotify.
You know what I've been listening to a lot of lately is, have you listened to 9 Inch Noise?
No.
It's like a 9 Inch Nails, but it was what he performed with the Coachella, I think. So what I want to do now is clean my big brush off. Just dab it real quickly on the towel so you have still a lot of paint in there. You want it slightly wet. I'm going to pull a little bit of water and paint aside because my shadows in the water, I want to have them be a little more watered down paint than straight out of the chute here. So I have quite a lot of water on the brush. Now if you're using an easel, you'll want to dab your brush off pretty good because this can roll down your canvas. And it'll start out fairly transparent, but that's something you can just pull a little more paint back into your mix. And for shading this into the water, you don't have to do an exact replica of the reflection. I just try to generalize it. So I think, okay, this is going to come down maybe to about here. I'll use the thin edge of my brush just to rough it in. Might dab that brush off. When you dab your brush off and then come back in, that's going to remove a little paint because it works like a little sponge. So if you need to add more back in, you can do that. So other than like Mr. Roboto, what was another Styx song besides Sailing? I'm Sailing Away.
Renegade.
Come Sail with Me. Renegade. How does that one go? Sing it, Paul.
It's like, the gig is up, they finally found me.
Oh yeah, I know that one. That doesn't really sound like their other stuff. Maybe?
And then Babe. Babe is a good one.
How's that go? Sing it.
I can't remember. I can't sing it off the top of my head. I just know it's a good one. Tommy Shaw. Guitar, vocals. Later sang for Damn Yankees.
Oh, Lady.
No, that one that we both
just sound like Styx.
No, that one was Lionel Richie.
Oh yeah,
and
okay.
Then also Kenny Rogers.
Lady.
I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you.
You know, Matt at work, he can impersonate just about anyone who comes on the radio, especially the yacht rock. He does such a good Michael McDonald impersonation. It makes me laugh so hard when we go over to his place on 4th of July.
Yes, Daniel. It was performed by Kenny Rogers, but look up who wrote it. Ding, zip, zip, boom.
Lady. Looking pretty, and you can I'm just using my fingertip to kind of smooth out the edges if needed. You don't necessarily have to.
Got too much time on my hands. You remember that one?
No.
What?
I mean, maybe if I heard it sung by the originals. YouTube's gonna take it down.
Nope, just as long as I play less than 2 minutes.
This is sounding familiar. You need to hold it up to your microphone.
No, because then it'll really take it down. We gotta follow. Okay, gotta pause. Remember, everybody, if you want to support the original artist, go to their channel and listen to their music on their official channel.
Styx.com.
No, their YouTube channel.
It is spelled STYX.
Fast forward.
This is one that I know I've heard, but it's not one that I've been like would remember. Like,
okay, that's it. We're listening to Styx the rest of the night once we're done in here.
Honestly, I kind of like Styx.
There's a lot of stuff. They're kind of like fall into that category of prog rock, so they're kind of like into like Rush and.
I just read.
You know, the Michael McDonald improves every song.
Who the hacky schmack do you think you're talking to? A working theory that Michael McDonald improves every song. This scene by scene remarks by Jimmy Fallon and Paul Rudd is pretty good. Michael McDonald is pretty, like, he has a high voice.
He does.
Okay, I'm just taking a breather for a second while I contemplate my next move. Doing good. Doing good. Probably our next move will be to put some foliage at the top of the purple here just to bring it to looking more like this. And I add a lot of colors. You can see I put some orange in there. I did that last after like all the purple was dry because that can turn kind of muddy. I did a little purple over here and then didn't like it. I like having a little dark over there, but I felt like it maybe needed to be like dark red or something. The purple was just not working for me. So I did try to cover it up and that was unsuccessful. So that would be the trees that have like some kind of brown disease.
Yeah, you know what? For some reason, I didn't really listen to a lot of like. Well, I mean, I did because my sisters listen to like that kind of music.
The parody song of Michael McDonald about nacho cheese. Okay, definitely looking at it.
But I've been diving into like more of like listening to like Boston and Styx and stuff like that. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
You're officially getting old.
It borders on yacht rock.
You know, yacht rock is pretty fun. We like to put it on at work.
The only one I'm not a big fan of, and I know everybody loves this guy, but I am not a big fan, is Bill Withers. Just not my thing.
Okay, so now I'm going to make a little bit darker purple than this. Not quite as dark as this. I've got this color right here, some left over. So all I'll do is pull a little white in there. And oops, I accidentally pulled a little blue in there too. So I'm going to grab a little red. And we'll see how that is. That's maybe a little dark. Add a little more white. We want it just a little bit darker than the base here. Try again. There we go. So I think of these, what I'm adding right now, I think of them as like you've seen lupin flowers that grow into like little points, where they're like shrubby at the base and grow up to a little point. I just thought that gives it a nice edge to create some taller points in there. But you don't have to do that continuously through the whole thing. You don't have to make the whole thing spiky. But having that once in a while is nice. And then brush down, but not too far. We want to keep this as it is. You can see on the original, I had this nice space for the bridge. So keep that in mind. And if we need to come back, like here's what I could do. If this was too dark and I thought, oh, it's ending up too dark down in here, I could just take a little white and just brush dabs of white in there and tap over it and over it and over it until it just mixes in and becomes a much lighter color. So mixing your paint right on your canvas here. But yeah, I want to bring this up over this peachy color so that they really do look like they overlap, like this one overlaps that one. Again, right here, got a little light, dark, so I'm brushing a tiny bit of white in.
Daniel has to depart means it's dinner time.
Time to depart. I'm sailing. It's a pretty song. I kind of had forgotten about it.
I mean, it's been almost 50 years since it was popular.
No way. Was that in the 70s?
No, it was early 80s. That's why I said almost.
So yeah, I'm going to bring in some white in here just to transition this down to lighter, because you can see I've got a definite line there I don't really love. And while the paint's still wet, this works great. But if your paint dried, you need to just make a light purple and do this.
I've seen that there's a big push about the whole like monetization and playing music.
Mm-hmm.
Because like people are like, these musicians are getting all upset, but they're getting exposure. So like,
okay.
I don't want you to play my music on your YouTube video. Okay, great. I'm choosing to promote you.
Well, it depends on who's promoting. So they may not want promotion from certain influencers.
It usually has nothing to do with that. It usually has to do 100% just with the licensing.
So you can see the look there is a lot more defined on the top edge. And we will bring darker other colors in there. We want to get our bridge planted on first, though, because that way we can work around it and not accidentally paint where it's going to go. So that is what we're going to do next. We are going to mix a color that is somewhere between this and this for the bridge. So I'll show you the color here. You can see it definitely stands out over that lavender mist, but it's not as dark as this guy.
Somewhere between this and somewhere between that.
Somewhere between this and somewhere between that. I would make it err on a little bit lighter side and know that you can make it darker. You can even do a little swatch. Well, where would you put it?
Sometimes it's kind of dark, but no, it's never black.
And then all the many times I've taught this class, sometimes the bridge ends up really small and sometimes it ends up larger. The arch on it, you don't want to go up too sharp and high. You want it to look like someone could actually walk across it. So, you know, in the past, I've done like a really steep rainbow. But I think one of the better ways to do it is to come up above your water line and make some kind of mark. And then just arch back down to one side and then the other. And we're not seeing the whole expanse of the bridge, so it doesn't have to be perfect or centered or anything like that. And then I'll make a mark maybe an inch above it for the top railing. And you're just going to parallel that line. I was trying to do something fancy with the bridge the other day when I painted this one that I've showed you as the original painting here. And I didn't end up liking it, so I thickened up the base really big and tried to like make it wider here and then thinner in the middle. I was just being like pretend architect and did not like it. You can make this bottom one where they're going to walk across a little bit thicker, but don't go too crazy.
How did you lighten up the purple mountain?
Huh?
Connie.
I just started brushing some purple on here, and then I just dipped my brush in white, and while the purple was still wet, I just brushed the white in there and kind of just brought it down and feathered it out, let my brush run out of paint. You can brush over the whole entire back part, though, like with a lighter lavender if you feel like you need to. But we are going to bring some darker back in there. You can see the difference. See, we bring all this back in there. So I wouldn't like fuss about it too much. Just make sure that you have a lighter color behind your bridge because that's going to help your bridge stand out. And this is the exact color I used to draw the Eiffel Tower, which I'll show you in a minute. But I want to use probably my number 4 brush to paint the vertical railings. They just go up and down. Like even these ones that go down here go up and down. Over the years of teaching bridges like this, whether it's a Monet painting or different paintings we've done, I have noticed people tend to like make these go out for some reason. I think it's just...
They do it perpendicular to the arch.
Yes, so you want to keep them vertical. So at all times you're trying to parallel the sides of the canvas. So don't You know, don't fall into the trap of like, oh, it's going this way, so I need to make it flare outward. No, it doesn't do that at all. And I start with the middle one. Just use the thin edge of your brush and use whatever brush feels good to you. If you want to use your tiny brush, do that. And I'm keeping these about a ½ inch apart-ish. And just always parallel the side of your canvas. Don't let your brain talk you into making these lean out. We used to find that, we used to have that problem with painting trees along a roadway. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was actually probably the biggest culprit.
Yeah. And it was something that we had to learn along the way, how to teach people in a way that heads it off. Because once, you know, taught a painting the first time, you see everybody's trees are leaning to the sides and they can't figure out what looks wrong with their painting. Then, yeah, we learned pretty quick to head it off from the beginning.
And even then we'd end up with a couple.
Yep, those are the ones who are drinking wine.
I just think people get caught up in the painting.
They do, and the wine.
And they just don't hear it as well as they think they want to.
I'm going to give you guys a minute to paint your bridge on. Mine's not 100% like centered, but I remember I said it didn't have to be. Mine's a very walkable bridge. I do really like the colors in this painting, and it was such a simple, like 5-color palette. No black.
I'm going cross-eyed working on this.
I am starting to feel hungry as well, Paul.
My bad.
It's the wine. The wine made me hungry. We'll have to figure out some dinner. Okay, gonna talk to you now about the Eiffel Tower. Taught Eiffel Tower paintings over the years, and they can be easy or complicated, but I'm gonna Google Eiffel, I can spell it right, Eiffel Tower silhouette. So feel free to do that, because having a guide besides me is going to be nice. And you can see there's all kinds of different shapes. Like this is a really narrow one. This one's really wide. That's probably a little more accurate to how it really looks. This one is definitely narrow, but they all kind of have the same thing. They're all shaped kind of like a funny, whimsical A with a ball on the top. Oh, there you go. It's a 3D one. Well, there, everybody paint that one. That's kind of a cool angle. Yeah. So I just used on mine like this pretty basic one just because it was solid, and I felt like for beginning painters this would be fairly easy. So what we have is we have this rounded arch at the bottom, then it goes straight across, and then it just goes up to be kind of an A shape. So when I have taught this in person, I have everybody use their little itty bitty brush. Find mine, did it roll away? Yep, it did. Come roll away, come roll away, come roll away with me. Okay, so we're going to take, I dipped it in water, and then I'll mix, actually I want to mix a drop of water with this bridge color we were just using. And just swirl it into your paint, and try not to stress too much. People are always really stressed about the Eiffel Tower. Like when I taught the in-person class recently, everybody was very, very stressed about it. Use a pencil if you feel like that might help you. But I just, I think of it like the letter A, or like a triangle that goes up really funny and skinny. It's like a witch hat. All those times I've told you guys, don't paint witch hats. We're painting mountains, not witch hats. This time we're actually painting a witch hat. And yeah, mine looks like it went through a mild earthquake. But that's okay. This is the start. This is the blueprint. And then at the bottom, you can make the big arch that goes under here that you can walk through. And a lot of this disappears into the shrub. So to even paint it over the shrub, because we're going to plant shrubs at the base of it, that will make it disappear. Take your time. This is something you don't need to rush. It's something you can always add later too, like if you want to wait and do it after the stream, if you're painting along. But it's going to look like that at first. And then we're going to alter it. Let's look at our silhouette again. So right now we don't have these pieces that go here and here. So the first one, little cross, it doesn't extend out beyond the outside very far. Kind of like this almost pagoda look, doesn't it?
It is. Mine feels very pagoda-like, but not a pagoda. How do I make the peachy color?
That was white, yellow, and a tiny bit of red.
Little bittle.
White, yellow, red. That'll give you peach. And yeah, this arch can be very dramatic or it can be pretty simple. But this middle part here, let's look at the shape in the middle. This square right here, it's almost like a triangle that's been capped off. So these lines do not go straight up and down, they angle. So all I'm gonna do is just come up a little bit and make that second horizontal piece here.
Oh, I got a sneeze coming on.
I accidentally, bless you, accidentally made it flip up a little bit on this side. Woo. And then what I do is I just reduce this area in the middle.
And another.
Bless you.
Found out something really interesting the other day.
Okay.
You know the song Dream On by Aerosmith?
Yeah.
Steven Tyler wrote the lyrics for that
zoom in.
song when he was 14 years old.
Wow. How old was he when he performed it?
Probably in his 20s.
Huh. His voice sounded different than I remember noting.
Compared to now?
Doesn't he play like a harpsichord in it?
No, just a piano.
That's funny. It has like kind of a harpsichord sound. So yeah, so we've got this funny pagoda. And it looks weird because it's just floating up there. But we are going to plant foliage at the base of it that hides the base of it so it doesn't look like you just stuck a random Eiffel Tower on top of everything else. But there is a little ball at the top.
What's wrong with a random Eiffel Tower?
This little party hat and then a tiny little light. That's supposed to be like a lightning. What do they call it? A lightning pole, rod? Whatever, yeah.
Unlike the dude at Oregon Golf Club on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, someone out here got struck by lightning. But how is he doing? Is anyone hurt?
I think he's okay.
That's pretty remarkable. That's something to tell. That's a story to tell your grandkids.
It definitely...
got struck by lightning. 66 times.
Apparently it...
You remember that?
Yeah, it knocked him out.
Well, yeah, that would do it. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, it looks real stupid right now, honestly. Like that's the thing. It looks real dumb because it's just floating up there. But that is the shape. I try my best to keep it upright. But we will bring it all together. I promise. I'm not going to leave it hanging up there. Actually, out of all the Eiffel Towers I've taught, with this painting, I feel like this one is probably the best.
You did it, girl.
You know what I think? It's partly because I'm not painting it while it's upright on an easel. I think that made a big difference.
Well, it definitely, like...
So lay your painting flat, people, and then paint it. And then go back to your
It
easel.
is more of a drawing kind of feature.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get some color on our these darker hills. And even this one down here can have a little color. You have choices now. I'm going to let you make your own choices. So this one, on this one here, I put a little green. Let's zoom in.
How dare you make choices?
So you can see the green on there, and it's a very dark green. so it's not like stand out in your face green. And then for these guys, I actually layered some green on there, and I put red on there, and it felt too Christmassy, like holly bushes. So I eliminated the green and kept the green just on here.
Green's a tough one.
Brush wise, you can use your number 8, your middle size brush. And there's a couple yellows you can use. So if you mix blue, let's compare some yellows. Let me bring my palette over here. If you mix the dark blue with yellow ochre, you get a nice muted yellow, because that yellow ochre is a much more muted yellow than this lemon one. So now I'm going to clean my brush, dry it off, and we'll try standard yellow and blue, and you can see the difference. It's a pretty big difference. I like having both greens because then you can kind of mix and match. This one's a little too bright for this painting. So if oops, that was the original. I don't want to paint it on there.
Do it, paint it on there. Do it now, paint it on there.
Zoom in. Woo. So if I paint this on there, you can see it's almost too bright. Having a little of that would be okay, like especially along the water's edge where maybe the sunlight's going to glance off and have a lighter green. That would be good. But for the most part, I think this muted green, which was the yellow ochre. The other thing you can do is if you don't have yellow ochre, which is not 100% necessary to complete this painting without yellow ochre, one thing I could do to tone this one down, because it is a little too vibrant, crazy enough, you can actually add a tiny bit of red. And just mix it in really well, and you can see, yes, you get a much more natural green by mixing just a little red in there. But 3 different greens. 3 different greens I made. Take your pick. So I'll use that. I'll show you what it looks like now if I paint some of this one on that's just made with phthalo blue and yellow ochre. Yeah, it's a lot darker, more of a deep teal. And then I made that 3rd green with where I just added a little red. You can bring it up in here too, into the grassy area, like maybe it's clover. So here, I'll try the one that it kind of ended up being, oh, there's a hair stuck in it. Ended up more of an army green by adding the red in there. Yeah, I like that. That's good, having 3 different greens in there. Very subtle, but very nice. And I had the Kelly green. I could tuck a few little bits of that in near the edge of the water for clover and stuff that's being kissed by the last dying sunlight in our little fairy Paris land. And any of those greens, I mentioned that on the original, I had green originally and I had red with it, and I felt like it looked like a holly bush. It was too Christmassy. But if you do want to put a little green in there, maybe use one of the toned down ones. And not very much. Just keep it on the edge where the sun would naturally highlight it. Nice. Very subtle, because it's a darker color. Here's what it looks like if I add just a little touch of the lighter along the edge. When you're painting nature, having lots of different colors ready to go is very nice. And I can overlap the bridge where it might look like it's painted over. We want the bridge to look like it's behind. I've even got some, what was that? Something fell.
No, it was my flip-flop.
Over there? I saw something.
Where?
Like, fall right there where those wires are. I hope it wasn't a giant spider.
It was a giant spider.
I'm okay with spiders. I'm okay with spiders. I'm okay with spiders. I'm trying to be okay with spiders. Oh, oops, I got a little
Spiders are fine. I don't know what your problem with spiders are. They didn't mean to hurt any. They don't. Mean
I didn't see you picking up that giant spider at your sister's house the other day.
No, I was leaving it alone. I would have totally captured it for Greta.
With your hand?
Yeah. It's just a jumper. It wasn't gonna hurt it.
I am trying to be okay. I have severe arachnophobia, and I am getting much, much better by having our daughter have spiders for pets and watching cute little videos of them. So the rest of these, you can choose what you want to do. You can, let's see, well, here's what it would look like if I used a little yellow ochre in there. That's pretty. I like that. I'm painting it over the green here and there. What you want to avoid, though, is you don't want, like, this is what I'm going to do what I want you to avoid. I don't want you to have like a perfectly straight line of like, that doesn't look right. You can see how it doesn't look right because there should never be a perfect stripe like that. What you want to do is think of it as like little chunks. Like there's a little chunk of a shrub here that's going to have highlighting on the edge of it. And, you know, so I'll just make these into little chunks too. So you'll have like patches of dark and patches of light. Think in chunks. And then like I can kind of dab out some of these ones I put on when I was showing you what not to do. But this one, yeah, I'll do a little chunk down here. Like it's a separate shrub in this giant bushy shape here. And then maybe another rounded tuft over here. I love watching artists paint trees and shrubs on YouTube. You learn a lot, especially like the ones who use multicolors, like a ton of colors, light and dark. It's really fun to see. I don't know. I always feel like I can learn from other artists all the time.
Always learning.
Yeah, so I really like that a lot. And then I could come in and this really bright green, like some of these shapes in here. I could put a little on the edge, like kiss of the sun is hitting that.
Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Kiss from a rose.
Da 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 da.
There used to be a great town. That used to be one of my favorite songs. Now, if you want a little red in here, you can totally add it in. And I feel like I went with it with the green, and last time I just pretty much kept the red. So I want to show you, like, red is going to change it up just a bit, and don't add too much because you will end up feeling a little Christmassy. But a couple pops here and there. It's not going to hurt. Like maybe there's some berries in there or just some red flowers. Even down here if you want to add a little red bits. This is Paris Fairyland. We can do what we want. We can have tropical flowers here if we want.
You know what I just saw? Somebody on tour, and I'm going to have to look up and see who it was, hired Rick Beato to finish the tour playing guitar with them.
That's super cool. I bet Rick was thrilled.
Well, Rick's been... Let me see who it was.
Okay, while you're looking at that, we're going to proceed to adding some more reddish purple up in here. And what I did, I started up here so that as I got down in here, my brush was running out of paint. So you can see where I don't have a lot of sharp bits like it is up here. Like these are nice and sharp and defined, but as I got down here, my brush was running out of paint. And I was kind of smooshing the paint in there. Not in a way that will damage your brush, but in a way that just softens it up as you come down to where the bridge is, so that we're not like, we're still keeping that nice soft mistiness around the bridge. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll probably use my number 8 brush. It looks kind of green, so I just washed it off, and maybe it's just tinted green. Looks like it is. Okay, so let's mix up a reddish lavender. It's a lavender that's a little bit on the darker side, maybe around the same tone as the bridge.
Okay. Could be wrong. I'm wrong.
So this is too dark. What I just mixed right now, this is as dark as these shrubs. We don't want it that dark. So I'm going to pull some white in there and probably a little more red so it's more pink based. Mix it up real good. If that's the right color. Yeah, this is a good one. I could almost make it a little bit darker. Like I almost put in too much white. And you'll just dab on, starting up here at the top. Dab this color on, thinking of it like, again, like kind of like those lupin flowers or snapdragons, that shape. And then you might even wipe your brush off on your towel just to knock off excess. And as you get down in here, as you come down further, I still have way too much paint on my brush. Come down here, you just kind of start smooshing your brush.
How's your wine?
Smooshing and pulling. It can give me a little splash. Not much, just a little splash.
Splash!
So I'm kind of smooshing and pulling as I get down here so that I'm running out of paint. Now, if needed, and I definitely did this myself, if needed, you can pull a portion of this aside and mix more white with it and come in with that lighter color and tap over the bottom edge as you working your way up into this. So it can be a different color than what's behind here in the mist, but you want it to be lighter. So I just, just mix a little white with what I'm using right now and just to soften up, transition down. Very nice, very easy. If you don't overthink it, try not to overthink it. Tend to overthink. And then I might mix a little more red with a portion of this and tuck some of that in there. That's pretty. Kind of in the upper parts, a little reddish purple. Yeah, you can always soften up the bottom edge of this transition where we have this dark color that's kind of going down to light by mixing white with your color, and it's just really nice. I like where you put your Eiffel Tower. What made you decide to line it up to the closer to the center?
I just looked and was like, where does it look like it belongs?
Oh, well, mine belongs where I put it.
I mean,
the highest point.
So I wasn't the one judging or anything like that. Like, I'm just doing my thing.
Okay, so let's clean our brush off. And I feel like I've got enough foliage over here for now. I do want to bring a little orange in there later, but I need this to dry or it's going to turn muddy. We don't have a whole lot left to do. We're doing great time-wise. And we're going to switch over to this one and develop this one. Oops, I had a little paint on my finger.
Had a little something on your fingertip.
You know what sounds really good tonight is actually Indian food. I bet you Sultan is open.
That does sound good.
Mm-hmm. They're just kind of expensive.
I mean, I literally at this point, I'm just like, a big old plate of French fries would be amazing.
Where are you going to get McDonald's?
No, I was thinking McMinimans.
Oh, yeah, they're always open.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to mix an orange color, like terracotta, darker than this. This is a pale terracotta. We want to make a little bit more vivid one. But actually, remembering how I put this together, I want to start with just plain yellow. So just your lemon yellow, dip your number 8 brush in it, or whatever brush you're using, and dab some of that in here just for the brightness. I love this on top of this. It is so vibrant. And you can bring some up into the background, but if you have a background color like mine, it's not really going to pop out too much. So I save the ones that go up into the sky. I save that for a little bit darker color. But this is a nice one to have little pops of it in there. You don't have to do a lot unless you really like it. That's probably about all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to mix yellow and red. It's more yellow than red. Make your nice orange color. You could mix a little of this yellow ochre in there too if you want, but not a huge amount. It's going to tone it a little bit.
And we mixed yellow.
I feel like I've got polluted. I've got some blue on my brush. That's why that popped on there, that weird color. Like, that's not what I have. Use so much purple tonight. My brush is holding on to blue. Okay, so yeah, this is where you can come out into the background with this color. It's very pretty orange or like a darker terracotta. And you definitely want to tap this around the base of the tower. So the tower should look like it's way back behind. And I'm going to use a little bit darker color to even make it look more so, because this is a little too light to cover the legs of the tower. But this is a great color to tuck in here. You guys can't see, but I'm wearing 1990s harem pants right now. They're so comfy. I feel like I need a hacky sack.
I'm not wearing pants.
You're not wearing pants. When we live stream, we don't have to wear pants.
I'm wearing shorts.
So do you think like wearing these harem pants gives me like hacky sack superpowers?
Hacky sack is like the latest rage.
I got hacky sack superpowers. I put on my harem pants. They even have like printed elephants on them. And they're bright red.
Your yellow looks like a biker wearing a Hello Kitty helmet.
I'm having a hard time seeing that.
Hold on,
To me, it looks like a rubber duck. Like
let me drink some more
right
wine,
here,
and then
the
maybe I'll
round
see
body.
it.
It's a duck with like a skullet haircut. So I'm going to dip my brush in just the plain old raw sienna or yellow ochre, whatever you got there, and you can brush that in there as well.
Daniel and I are going to be chatting all night.
What's that?
Blazers made a big trade today.
Oh, what? Who'd they trade?
They just traded like some backup players for a guy who was an all-star 2 years ago.
Huh.
But
they say, hey, now, you're an all-star.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mix a little white with this, just like I did over here. This is optional, but remember how I softened up the bottom transition there? If you feel like you've got some areas that need that.
Do you mean, oh, no, I get it, Daniel. Is it Hello Kitty or is it Pikachu from Pokemon? See, it's right here. It's the face is going this way, and this is the helmet.
That's pretty funny. I am just trying to make a lighter base that matches what I did before somewhat. Oh yeah, that's pretty close. Needs a little more white. What I'm doing right now is 100% unnecessary. It's just my brain telling me, do this, do it now. It's kind of a softening up. Oh, because I like that. I like the way that turned out. So I'm doing the same thing, but just with the base color that's on this shrubby side. And now let's get some darker red up in here that's going to cover the legs of the tower itself. So I'll clean my brush. This time my sky is really pale and my water's really colorful. Someday they'll match. Okay, so I think I'm just mixing red. Let's try red with yellow ochre or raw sienna, whatever you got there. Yeah, that's nice. Let's see how dark that is.
For all you know,
I think
Daniel,
that's a good one.
Huckleberry Hound.
I'll use the corner of my brush to get tiny dots, or you can pick up and use your number 4 brush, this one here, if you're feeling like you're having a hard time making little itty bitty dots. But I really want to make sure and cover the legs. Another trick that you could do is you could mix a little blue into some of this. So it's closer to the almost a purple color like the tower. Look at that.
Huckleberry Hound was blue. You're correct, sir.
What are you talking about?
I'm responding to Daniel. You
Oh.
get mad at me for not paying attention. When I do pay attention, you're like, what the heck is
I
wrong
just
with
thought you were randomly like reciting weird stuff. Okay.
I mean, I do have the ADHD, so that the stuff does happen.
Yeah, so any kind of more yellow, orange, terracotta type foliage colors you can tuck in here is good. My purple ended up, well, it's kind of dark up there. But it's something you can just always correct by tapping more colors on top.
Tap it in.
Tap it in.
Give it a little tippy tap. For some reason, like, okay, so we've painted this painting twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I know I asked you before about this layer. Partly the reason is because for some reason it gives me fits.
Gives you what?
Fits.
Fits?
Yeah, something about the color just like it looks good when you do it, but when I do it, it does something.
You look like you have blue in your color.
I don't.
That's why it looks greenish. The only way that that can look greenish is if you have a little blue.
I didn't say anything about green. You're the one who said green.
Well, I thought that's what you meant. Is by your color is looking.
No, it just doesn't look like. Hey, oh, my pear is on fire.
Oh, shoot. Thanks, Daniel. Guess I better add some pink. Okay, I'm going to do that because he's right. It does kind of look like it's on fire. It's nice to have this. It's really nice to have a second pair of eyes telling me these things.
Especially right now, they've got that giant heat wave going on over there.
Oh, yeah. There's a big European
way to go, Jenny.
We're going to change it up for the people
way
of Paris. Right now, we are going to totally make this pink.
Why don't you just admit it? You hate French people.
No, they make the best food.
And aren't you part French?
Yes, I am. So yeah, I just to fix that, I'm just adding a little pink in here. If it does end up look like, because like I've done a lot of paintings over the years that have really bright, almost fall color foliage, and in fact, Paul and I, when we had our studio open, there was a huge fire in the gorge in 2015 that some kid, 15-year-old kid set by doing fireworks. And we happened to be running a painting of Multnomah Falls that was very...
No, it was my Hood River Happy Hour.
No, I think it was Multnomah Falls. I think it was the autumn Multnomah Falls one. And it was very, very red and yellow based. And my gosh, this woman got so mad. She got so. Did she send an email or call? I can't remember.
She sent an email. She like ripped into us for like highlighting the fire, and I was like, "No, we designed this.
How dare you paint the fire in the gorge?" You were like, "Lady, this was designed like 3 years before that fire happened."
Yeah. No, it was my Hood River Happy Hour painting. I remember very specifically.
That's hilarious. Lady, if you're out there, I hope you reconsider your actions.
Lady, if you're out
Before
there,
going after a small sip and paint company, thinking that they're let's paint the gorge on fire.
Take a breath. It's
make
okay.
Some money off of this.
Take a breath. It's okay. Maybe we're making a statement against fires. I don't know.
Maybe chill out a little. I had completely forgotten about that. Fire in the Gorge was 9 years ago. That's crazy.
I've got some pictures from when we were up at Skamania Lodge when the smoke was still. I'm not pulling those up right now. But.
So now what we want to do is start putting some fairy lights on. Although I did mention putting orange over here. This is optional, and I think right now would be a great time to do it. You know, they say like customers will complain about everything. I think that's a perfect example of that. It was the weirdest thing ever. I felt like I was living in an alternate universe. So I have some orange already mixed up here. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of yellow to it. We don't want it to look like it's on fire, but you can tap in a few little bits of orange, not too much, so we don't make it look like it's on fire. More like it's reflecting the sky color. So if your sky is more on the pink side, honestly, having some light pink in there would be very nice and less fire-like. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. And play around with it. If it does feel like there's little candles lit in these bushes, then you can play around with making it more pink and less orange. Just a nice reflection of the sky colors on here. You can always go back and add more purple in. I got a little bit on here. There. It's definitely a little back and forth of this. Try this out, see if it works. If it doesn't, do something different. But I really actually like the foliage on the new one. A little bit better than the original. Although it's not horribly different. There's something about the colors I like a little bit better. What time is it? 7:12. Yeah, we're almost done.
I'm thinking about tater tots right now.
Yeah, tater tots. You like that baguette noise?
Was that from your reel?
Mm-hmm. I thought that was the perfect sound.
Were you keeping it real?
Keeping it real. Great.
Ooh, jalapeno tots from Burger King, right, sir?
Cheesy jalapeno tots.
Yeah, those are from Burger King. I know
that. How do you know that? Many trips to Burger King.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's a reason I have diabetes.
Good Lord. I'm going to admit that to the world. I have the Eiffel Tower lit up with lights because it's sparkly and pretty, and also it can cover any weird errors you have with your Eiffel Tower. And the easiest way to do this, if you want to do it, you can choose whether you use white lights or yellow, or I think they can probably change the color on those lights that are on there. I used yellow, and I just stamped the handle of my littlest brush in yellow and literally just did, see that, little sparkly dots. Your brush will run out of paint pretty quick. You might tap it off on your palette a couple times because you pick up a big glob the first time you dip it in there. And we want these dots to be little teeny.
I think, wasn't it there was the lady that was at the, when we did the in-person one, and yeah, she was saying that when they built the Eiffel Tower for the World's Fair, it was supposed to be torn down afterwards.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't miss that.
Yeah, and they chose to leave it up. Like it was not intended to be like a permanent thing.
She was fun. She's a travel agent. She just decided to leave her job she didn't like behind, and she's like, I'm just going to be a travel agent and I'm going to focus on solo travel, which I thought is really cool because there's tons of travel agencies that will do couples travel, but there's not very many that focus on just like,
I'm quitting my job. I'm starting a golf training institute for people.
And yeah, so I think her company is called Sojourn Travels.
Solo Sojourn, I think.
And she came in and did this painting with us and told us all kinds of fun facts about the Eiffel Tower because she had just been in Paris.
A couple of years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is better.
Really
I've
cool.
Never been there.
Love that.
I've never been to Europe. I've been to
Me either.
I've been to Asia. But I've never been to Europe.
Okay, so now let's
I've never been to South America.
Nope, we've been as far as Cabo. Actually, what was the furthest point down? Was it? Yeah, Puerto Vallarta was the furthest
Puerto
down.
Vallarta. Mm-hmm. And I have no real interest in visiting Australia. There's too many snakes.
And crocodiles.
Well, you would hate the spiders.
Yes, well, I'm learning to like spiders, but not that much. Okay, so now I want to put these bridge lights on, and there's one at each railing at the top, and they are not pure yellow. It's yellow mixed with white. It makes a much softer, nicer yellow. Use your little brush for mixing the paint. You don't need much. And it's probably equal parts yellow and white. Thereabouts. And you can use the handle of your brush to paint these on, or if you feel like you're got a good handle on the brush end, you can use the brush end. But I've had wine tonight, so I am going to use the handle end. I haven't had that much wine. I just dab it along here. One at each top. I feel like I didn't mix a deep enough pile of paint. So I'm swirling it around in it.
I'm definitely feeling like when we go get tater tots.
Is that what we're doing? You've decided.
It's just going to be Diet RC.
Yes. So that's really pretty. And then I want to flip this around and go for the brush end now. And I need to kind of pull and twist my brush because it's got a lot of paint on it. But I do feel like these are going to cast a nice little light along the bridge here. Now I have way too much paint. See how much paint I've got on my brush? It's too much for doing such a tiny little highlight. So I'm going to just pinch that off in my paper towel and then redip just the very tip of the bristles. So you have very little paint. You just do kind of a feather light highlight that's even broken up across the path of the bridge. And if you want to do extra credit,
I just did.
This is all stuff that looks really nice. You can highlight like pick one side of these. I'll just pick the left side, thinking like, oh, the light's going to cast a little glow down here. Or maybe it's the dying, I shouldn't say dying, setting sun. The dying sunlight, the setting sun is casting a little light. But I like to think of it like these are the lights casting a glow. Well, if this existed for real, I really want to go here. But it doesn't. This is my made-up Paris. But you can see that gave the bridge a lot more depth. And then in the water, this is probably not totally like architecturally accurate. Like technically I should have probably a reflection of the bridge. But I do like to suggest that these lights are reflecting down in the water. And I did them like straight across in a straight line, but technically they would actually arch this way. And basically what you do is you drop down in the water, like I've got one right here, do a dot, and another, and then you just, I've got too much paint. You're just going to drag it straight down. Oh, that was crazy. I put way too much paint on my brush. Let me show you how I will correct that. Because not everything is set forever. So I'm just going to take a scary part. I know I'm going to take water on my big brush and just scrub it around and wipe it off. And so now we'll try this again. It's kind of fun when you make mistakes in real time. So let's use much less paint on the brush. And I'll drop down here, do a littler dot, and then drag my finger straight down. So this one is maybe going to go up a little bit. Or I guess it'd be down a little bit in the water. Same thing here. Just sort of eyeball it. You don't have to do anything fancy.
Oh, see, you just copied what I did.
Well, technically that's how it would be for real.
Yeah, for reals.
I just copied what you did.
Actually, it's on your
original. I just copied.
It's original on your original. It's on your original.
There. That's really fun. I like that. You just copied what I did then, huh?
Pretty much.
That's what we're all doing. Copying. That's how we are learning.
That's why we're here.
We are learning through copying. And then eventually,
oh, shit.
By copying, you get the confidence so that you know, like, when I load my brush up with this amount of paint, this is what's going to happen. Or if I mix this much water with my paint, this is what's going to happen. It's all just like, it's just doing the thing. It's like learning to drive. This is what's going to happen if I push the brakes in this hard. And the reason I'm using that is I'm teaching my daughter how to drive right now. And it's like the perfect comparison, because if you stamp on the gas pedal, you learn right away what works and what doesn't. And that's exactly the same with painting. It's just repetitive action, and you'll get the confidence. Just like with driving, repetitive action, you get the confidence to drive. So there's my TED Talk. Okay, so let's get these fairy lights in the background. These are 100% optional. They do add kind of a fun little whimsical touch to this. These ones weren't done super great. I've got like, this one's kind of funky looking. I feel like some of these, I love these ones. They're very tiny. That one's kind of fun over the dark, but a couple of these got a little gigantic. So when you're doing these, just keep in mind your first dot you put on the canvas determines how big these are. So I would stamp your brush handle in your colors, that yellow-white mixture, maybe dot it off a couple times. I have barely any color left, so I don't even know if I need to dot mine off. I will stamp a dot there and then swirl my finger in it. Look, it disappeared. I had such a little paint. So stamp a dot, swirl your finger, and create a little glowing orb. And you can put these scattered throughout, swirling it. And when you push your finger down, when you're swirling it, I use very, very light texture or pressure. So you're not pushing very hard. If you push too hard, then it doesn't spread out the way it's supposed to. I start by making them a little bit on the smaller side. And I like to do some on the water. And I love putting them back here, because they're like above that mist, that lavender mist is just so nice. Dreamy. We do have one more step to do to these to turn them into like fireflies or fairies or whatever you want to consider them. So I've got these fun little pretty glowing orbs, and some of these, like, I might repeat the process if I want it a little brighter or even a tiny bit bigger. So you just re-stamp a dot and do the same thing. That's definitely making them brighter. And then, I mean, I could even, like, I could reflect that one down in the water just with a stamp and a swoop. This one too, stamp, swoop. Got one here, stamp, swoop. It's just extra credit stuff. What I do to finish these off is clean the handle of the brush. And I'm going to zoom in. Probably should have zoomed in when I was doing these, so I apologize for that. I always forget that I have this option. I use white, just dip the very tip of the handle in the white paint. You might stamp it off once or twice on your palette, and then you just put a white dot right in the center. So that's your bright, fiery, fiery center of these, or the white hot. That's what I want to say. The white hot center.
Ooh, now I want spicy food.
You know what I really like? That who makes that hot honey? I can't remember the brand name.
I can't either off the top of my head.
So if you guys get pizza sometime,
that might be a regional thing. I don't know.
There's a brand of hot honey that's like infused with. I'm gonna Google it because I'm done with this painting.
I want to say it's Dave's, but then I'm thinking it's like I'm thinking of Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yeah, you are. Is it Mike's Hot Honey?
Yeah, I think so.
Local Hive makes it too. I think it's Mike's because I do remember it was a guy's name. So anyway, there's Local Hive, there's Mike's Hot Honey. Drizzle that on the top of your pizza, and it is so Good. It like completely transforms your pizza and your life. There we go. Looks nice. I really like it. I could come in, like just looking at mine, I could add a little more brightness down
Daniel
in the
said
water.
Mike's. Yep.
Yeah, Mike's that's a good one. And if you do that, if you add more white, just see what I'm doing. I dip my brush in the white and then I kind of swooped a lot of it off. And if you feel like you want to add some more brightness in here, and the other thing you can do is you can add a little, I'd use whatever brush has the crispiest edge, like so you can get a nice skinny thin edge. For me, the number 8's really flared, but the number 4 is, look at that, nice and sharp. You can use very little paint on your brush, and you can go like right where the water meets the land, and even in these dark patches here, create a little water current, like glassiness, just to break up the massive shadow in here and make it look like that water's moving. We're gonna go somewhere. I gotta put on different pants. I can't wear my hair in pants out there.
Who cares? Nobody cares.
I care.
We live in Oregon.
I care. I care.
We live in Oregon. Nobody gives a shit.
My hacky sack pants.
I mean, you could go in there in a sports bra and a thong and nobody would care.
Dude. Okay. Yes, they would care. I did on the internet. I'd be on the Sherwood Facebook community group.
You were wrong. You were dead.
Yeah, I would be on the Sherwood Facebook community group so fast.
Nope.
Oh, good Lord.
You do not know. Things have changed.
I do know. I don't think you're on the internet enough.
Oh, yeah? Well.
Here we go. Okay, so let's sign the painting now. Pick a color, any color. Make your color. Ooh, that's not very pretty.
I'm actually really happy with how mine turned out.
Yeah, I like how dark it is behind your bridge. It makes your lights stand out really nicely. When you sign your painting, having some water mixed with your paint is really nice. Gives you something to work with that's a little more fluid.
Oh, yeah. So, Daniel, they don't like anything that has paint on it.
Who?
So Daniel had messaged me today, and he's like, "Hey, I've got this portable easel. Do you guys want it?" And I was like, "I've kind of got like 100 of them." But he said he had to convince Goodwill to take it. But Goodwill,
oh yeah, we've tried giving up furniture that has paint.
With paint on it.
Yep, we had some furniture we tried to give away that had some paint splatters on it from Bingo, and they were like, "Nope." I'm like, but it's artsy. Okay, I am moving away to show Paul's.
Moving away, falls painting.
I like the little sun in there. And look at the difference with the darker background. Definitely makes the lights glow more. And then you have some different way that you did your shrubs in the background. They're a little more... they're a little less defined, or
yeah.
I don't know. They're just you didn't do the little dotty stuff.
No, I that was a personal choice. That's just not like in my wheelhouse of like whenever I do that kind of style, it doesn't feel like I do it very well. Mine looks more like clouds or smoke. Yes.
I can see that.
So, what I like about mine is I like these transitions. Like, I like this transition here.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this transition here.
I kept mine, on all the times I've done this painting, I've kept kind of a lighter line. Like, I've kept this light.
Thank you, Marlene.
Along here. I know, you're so nice, Marlene. So, then it just makes that stand out a little more, but I kind of like yours too, where it's just sort of almost more blended into the background.
I don't love my bridge.
Is it too thick and chunky?
It's a chunky one.
I think it's fine. Looks like mine doesn't look like it would support human beings walking across it, but this is fairyland. This is Paris Electric Ladyland.
Yeah.
Fairies.
So I actually put a sun in mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, let me see my white. I'll show you guys how you would do that in a really easy way. I just dipped my finger in white. Don't be scared.
That's actually how I did mine too.
And you can swirl it into an orb, and just as you get bigger, you're just right here, just let your finger run out of paint as you keep going around. So then you end up with a glowing orb that's just sort of a. It didn't turn out very good. It was good at one point.
It looks good.
It was good at one point, and then I went too much. Yeah.
You started to do donut.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it looks like nice hazy.
But if you look at the way I did mine,
so then I would like probably add more white down in here.
You see, like the way I did mine, it's not even remotely circular.
Yeah, what's wrong with your sun? I like it with the sun, or it could be a moon.
Yeah, it could be.
Moonlight over Paris. That's nice. I feel like we should do more Paris paintings.
I like Paris in the springtime. Isn't that a song?
Yeah, that's an old song.
Okay.
Paul's sun looks kind of like Slimer from Ghostbusters. You're right. I see it. It's Slimer from Ghostbusters.
I'm digging it. I'm with that. I'm with that. So I feel like we both did this. We both did good interpretations of the same painting. I don't feel like I went too crazy on.
Crazy on you.
Sometimes you kind of give me grief for doing too much.
I gave you grief for one-upping all the paint.
It's not one-upping. It's just like you do the same thing though. It's just like you just paint, right? And
I just like, how can I do this better than Paul did?
Do you really think that way?
No.
Like I've never thought of it that way. But I think we both of us just paint, and it's just like our interpretations of paintings are different.
Definitely. It's funny actually how like two people, like you and I, paint so different from each other in such a huge way.
I don't have the right camera on, but I'm doing a big head nod.
There's the child.
No shit. Really?
You can pick me up at 8. That's in a half hour.
Okay. Well, we could.
Okay.
So we better sign off. And we'd tell them that we're going to go get food.
We're going to go pick up child and get food.
Here we are. We're back. Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. What do we got? A few things to announce real quick. So we have our own like art account that's Sea to Sky Gallery. And Sea to Sky Gallery, we have our website, sea2skygallery.com. We have a print club there where we each do... I
was going to show you can see my hair and pants.
Yeah, there's Jenny's hair and pants. We each do more of a portfolio type piece that we do archival prints and send that out monthly. And then we started doing what's called ACEOs, which are
ACEOSs.
EOS.
Artist cards.
They're basically
collectibles, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're basically like trading cards, and they're 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and we sell those on eBay. And Jenny's got a couple listed on there right now, and I've got one listed on there right now, and they're one of a kind. That's it. That's it.
It's like a thing that a lot of artists are doing right now, where starting bid is like $5, and
yeah.
Sometimes they sell for $5. Sometimes they sell for $10.
And
people sell them for $30, just depending on how high the bids get. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, our eBay channel or our eBay account is also Sea to Sky Gallery. So Sea to Sky Gallery is something that we're moving towards for our personal artwork. We kind of have like a three-headed monster.
Yeah.
We've got our own artwork, which is Sea to Sky Gallery. We've got Palette Knives Out, which is where you're seeing us, and then we've got Van Gogh, which is our in-person.
It's constantly evolving and becoming a giant monster. Only 3. Oh yeah, we only have 3 cards up. Or did you do the Shibas one?
I put your Shibas up, and no, I didn't put the Shibas up yet. So I've got the other 3. So I've got Jenny's 2 owls, and then my little.
So, Daniel, I don't know if you remember that I used to do the funny lunchbox drawings for Hayden.
Oh, wait, only 3 heads? For art, yes, only 3. Yeah, for life, like 15.
Yeah. So I started doing some of the artist trading cards that have some of those recreated funny drawings of our Shiba dogs. So they're comedic cartoons.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So we'll connect with you guys and get July figured out. I think July is hopefully fairly mellow, other than your rehearsals, and we have to do some
my
set
rehearsals
painting.
are really pretty mellow.
Yes, I've been told that before. I might still have to do that. Make a coffee table book out of those drawings.
Yeah.
They're all like a lot of inside jokes, but people still liked to look at them.
But the thing is like if people started...
They're like inside jokes with an autistic child.
But if you started adding the context,
Mm-hmm.
like, or you don't even need to add the context, but if you start adding more and more, people will get the inside joke.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter. All right.
Cool beans. Yeah, we're going to take off now, and we will post when our next paintings are after 4th of July. You guys have wonderful 4th of July, and stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Yeah, stay safe, everybody. I know this is actually like a really big 250 years.
Yeah.
250 years we've been a country.
Be careful with those fireworks.
That's pretty amazing. And I remember in the late 70s, I remember seeing a wagon train on Highway 26 that was commemorating like the Oregon Trail. And
well, they're running a bunch of trains that are all decked out for this.
So like, yeah,
250.
I think there's a lot of people also that have like this whole week off and everything. And
wow.
What is that?
That's the child calling me.
Oh. So anyway, you guys have a great week. Be safe this week. I don't care, like, whatever's going on politically, wherever you're at, that's fine. It's all good. Enjoy this week. Remember, we're all part of the same country and we all love each other. So anyway, that's all I got to say. So
thanks for painting with us, and we will see you guys soon.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Happy 4th of July. Happy 250.
Happy Paris painting.
And Paris painting. Which, you know what? Actually, Paris, that's where our Statue of Liberty came from.
There we go. Complete circle.
Full circle. Bye.
Bye.